everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah and I really hope you're doing great today. I'm so grateful for your presence here in my YouTube community. So grab your yoga mat and let's take this practice to move the whole body. Good job getting on your mat. See you there. Let's start on the back, hugging the knees in toward your body gently and rocking side to side just to loosen up your back a little bit. Let your shoulders relax, let your jaw, throat, chest relax. And then take your arms on the insides of your knees, reach around for your ankles, shins, or the outside edges of your feet for this happy baby pose. Heels are right over the knees. Gently traction, and keep as you traction the knees toward your underarms. Keep lightly pressing your lower back toward the floor, tailbone drawing away from the chin, and the heels continuing to lift right over the knees. You can rock a little bit, massage out your back. And then keeping the heels over the knees, interlace your hands behind your head. And let's wake up our core and spine and the connection between the psoas, inner thigh muscles, and your core. So on your inhale, we're going to extend the heels out away from the hips. Then exhale, curl elbows to shins, shins to elbows. And inhale, open. And exhale, hug in. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug in. Just moving really thoughtfully, really mindfully as we connect to the breath and build a little bit of heat through that core. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and hold elbows to shins, shins to elbows. Then release your feet mat width distance apart. Let your knees knock in and rest your hands on your belly, taking a moment to soften in your upper back and set your intention for the rest of practice today. What's your why? What's your reason for showing up? How can that inspire the effort that you're putting in and the energy that you're offering to this practice? Find an inhale to expand your belly into the hands, and then exhale, let it out your mouth. It's very calming on the nerves to do that. To inhale, do it again, fill the belly. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Soothing on the nerves, and start to windshield wiper, massaging out all along the hips and back. And then when you windshield wiper your knees to the right, roll yourself over onto your right and gradually make your way up to sit. Finding your way up into an upright cross-legged seat with the feet flexed, start to lean forward with the feet flexed. Spread your chest. And so we want to have that flex in the feet so we feel this in the outer hips and butt and not in your knees. We're going to walk the fingertips forward and take a cross-legged forward fold, finding the space of the inhale into your belly. And then exhale, walk your hands toward your ankles. Reach your arms right up alongside the ears and lean back. Squeeze your knees in. Flexing your feet, cross your other ankle on top. And then inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, feet are flexed, reach, reach, reach. Light tinted fingers. And then palms touch the ground, come into that fold. And it's nice to rock gently, side to side through the rib cage. So you feel the energy shift a little bit to one hip and then the other as you rock. Breathing all the while. A smooth, steady connection to the breath is always available. Now walk your hands back toward your shins. Reach your arms up on the inhale. Squeeze your knees in. Balance, uncross, flex your feet. So we take a half boat pose, maybe even lifting the heels up into a little more of a full boat. And then when you exhale, cross your ankles. Let's roll over your knees. Make your way onto all fours. And on all fours, just going to wag the tail back and forth. Take your feet flat. That might give the hips a little more range of motion side to side. Seeing how that feels and using your core as you bring the hips back to center, really gathering the belly up toward the spine. Good. And then hips to heels, tuck your toes, come up to downward dog. Stretching the hips high in your downward dog. Drop your right heel down and lift your left heel and press your left hand away from your right heel. So you're doing that kind of cross body awareness, left hand pressing away from the right heel. Then switch, left heel drops, right hand presses away from the left heel. Then switch. Good. Left hand, right heel. Then switch, left heel, right hand. And back to center. And then wave into a plank pose. Hold, lifting the back of the head, feeling a little fire in the belly. If you're feeling this is too intense, you can always just touch your knees down lightly. Good. Then soften your knees and sweep back up to downward dog. Take your feet a little closer together. Stretch your right heel straight up into three-legged dog. Stretch that right heel away from your left wrist. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Tented fingers give you a little room to lightly step that right foot through. We're going to shorten the stance a little bit. Take your time to come up into a high lunge. Crown of head right over the tail. Hips are square toward the front of your mat. And then if you feel stable, take your arms out into a cactus shape. Keep pulling your ribs in and lengthening your elbows away from your shoulders. Then we're going to straighten that right leg and drop your left heel. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend your right knee, draw your belly in, and dive over an imaginary beach ball. Let your hands frame that front foot, then straighten your right leg all the way. The left heel is all the way down, even if you have to shorten your stance. Parsvottanasana, both toes pointing toward the front of your mat. Left hip point rolls down. Look at your right hip, and if it feels good, you can walk your hands over to the right. Peek at your right hip. Breathe along that left side waist. Keep pressing through the ball of your right foot. We're going to inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back to frame that front foot. Go ahead and bend the right knee, start to look forward and take a big step forward in between your fingertips. Feet are hip width distance apart. On the inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold, belly to thighs. Uttanasana, it's a standing forward fold. And then inhale, sweep the arms overhead, reaching up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. You're going to take the hands back onto imaginary back pockets, rooting the heels of the hands into your hips. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, draw your belly in, fold from the hip creases, and drape the belly over the thighs as you exhale all the way out. Inhale, wave up, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, plant the palms, take a big step back into downward dog. Some of you might be really craving to come through a plank and a chaturanga flow there. Don't worry if you don't know what that is. Just stay with me in downward dog if that's feeling best for you today. And we'll go ahead and stretch that left heel high for an inhale. Stretching that left heel away from your right wrist. Keep both underarms lifting. And inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, lightly step that left foot through. We're going to come up into high lunge, really pulling your belly in. And when you feel stable, take that cactus arm. Palms facing forward. Contain the ribs in toward the midline. And when you inhale, you're working on straightening that left leg and dropping your right heel, finding a little back bend on the inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee, belly in. Dive over that beach ball, kind of rounding through the upper back, and then hands frame that left foot on the floor or two blocks. Spiral the outer right heel all the way down. So the right toes are pointing toward your right wrist. That right hip point rolls forward and down toward the mat. And you can work here looking at your left hip or walk your hands all the way to the left, crunching that left side waist to open the right side seam and breathe into any constriction to make space. Deep full inhales into the belly. Exhale, walk the hands back to frame your left foot. Now bend your left knee, take a big step forward, drop your tail, coming up into Uttanasana with cactus arms. And let's inhale, open. And then exhale, bend your knees, press your palms together. Good, and then inhale, open into cactus, look up. Exhale, bend, palms together, press. Inhale, open, cactus. Exhale, bend and press. Press through your right foot, step your left foot back. Find warrior two. So the right knee is over the heel. Keep containing again the belly in. Pelvis drops. And then you reach the fingertips away from the torso. And drop the pelvis down. The toes are soft and spread. Turn your right palm up, reverse warrior, left hand to left thigh. Right arm sweeps up and over. Gaze up toward the ceiling on your inhale. Exhale, let's cartwheel and release your hands to frame that front foot. Swing the left heel over the toes and heel toe your right foot toward the outside edge of your mat. Drop your left knee down, take the top of your left foot flat. Find this lizard lunge. Now I'm going to recommend taking your left hand a little wider and taking your right hand on the outer right knee and taking a gentle turn. Left shoulder blade is drawing down onto the back. You're wrapping that left rib toward the right rib and looking to the right. Let's inhale. Then exhale, take your right arm on the inside of the knee. Lift your hips and slide that right leg. Now we're going to press that right leg straight back. Toes are tucked. And then just send that left hip down toward your left heel, pressing your hands away any amount, and keep that right thigh lifting as you look at your belly. Now let's slide that right knee forward, wider than the right wrist. Come toward a pigeon, sliding that left leg out, nice and long and straight. Checking to see that there's a nice line from that left baby toe to the outer knee to the left hip. The left hip rolls toward the front of your mat. The right sitting bone drops down, and we're making our way down. You can come onto your elbows and rest your forehead right on your thumbs, or you can rest your forehead on your hands or a block. Couple breaths there. The right foot is flexed so you feel it in your outer hip, not the knee. And we'll linger here for about 2 smooth breath rounds, paying attention to a little pause at the top of the inhale and that moment of pause at the end of the exhale. Good. Let your awareness flow through the body as you remember your intention today, and be open and receptive for whatever you observe. Start to bring your focus into the top of the left foot. Drop your tailbone down and make your way back up onto downward dog hands. Lift your chest, look forward or up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together onto the back. Tuck your left toes and inch that left knee forward. We lift that left thigh bone up, lift your hip points, press strongly through the palms, lift your belly, and slide that right heel right up into three-legged dog if that feels good, or you could just be in downward dog. And let's roll into a plank slowly on the inhale. Exhale all the way down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take the feet flat for a cobra pose on your inhale, or any back bend. Upward dog would root through the tops of the feet to lift the knees. And then on your exhale, you can tuck your toes and make your way back to downward dog. Breath flowing through the nose on the inhale and all the way out on the exhale through the nose. Belly hugging in toward the spine at the end of that exhale. And then raise the heels high, come up onto your tiptoes, tiptoe forward right between your thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Start to drop the tail, bend the knees, reach the arms forward, press your palms together. Hug your arm bones right into the shoulder sockets. Take a big step back with your right foot into warrior two. Just find your bearings. It's about heel to heel alignment. Nice deep 90-degree bend in that left knee. And then lift your side ribs, reach out through the fingertips. And the gaze is over the left middle finger. Very soft gaze. Turn your left palm up, reverse warrior. Right hand to right thigh. Left arm sweeps up and over. You gaze up toward the hand in the air on the inhale. Exhale, it's a slow cartwheel. Release your hands to frame that front foot. Swing the right heel over the toes and heel toe that left foot toward the outside edge of your mat. Palms are under the shoulders. Touch your right knee down. Take the top of your right foot flat in this lizard lunge position. So you can have your gaze looking forward, holding for a moment. And we're going to come into a twist, recommending right hand wider than the shoulder, and then turn right rib toward left rib and take your left hand on the outer knee and just gently turn, feeling that left shoulder away from the ear. looking to the left. Good. Soft jaw. Inhale. Exhale, release that left arm on the inside of the knee. Good. And then we'll slide the hips back, and we're going to slowly slide that left leg back. Almost forgot this part. Toes are tucked. We're going to send the right hip down toward the right heel and then press that left heel straight back, keeping that left thigh lifting. Look at your belly. And then slide your left knee wider than the left wrist. Inch the right knee back so that you lay that whole right leg long all the way to the baby toe. Now, you can always peek and see, is that right leg nice and straight, right outer foot, right outer knee, and then that right hip rolls toward the front of your mat, and we're going to make our way down. So you rest your forehead on something, on your thumbs, a block, or eventually arms extend, and you rest your forehead on the floor for a pigeon pose and a few smooth breaths in your pigeon today. The inhale brings light and space to anywhere that feels tight. The exhale disperses that tension out through all the cells, out into the ether, and down into the ground. Softening your eyes to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, and scan your body to tune into whatever insight is there. Lingering and making sure to soften your jaw, even rotating the jaw around a couple times. And then let your mind's eye move down into the top of your right foot, pressing lightly through the top of your right foot. Start to draw your belly in and walk yourself back up onto your hands, downward dog hands. Let's look forward or up. Tuck your right toes and inch that right knee out slightly so that you feel, as you lift your right knee, you feel that right femur plug right into the hip, pressing through the palms. Lift your lower belly and slide that left heel right up into three-legged dog. Good. And we're inhaling our way into plank, and we're bringing our knees down and walking the knees right between your fingertips. Cross your ankles behind you, pressing through the palms. Sit behind your heels, thumbs up, and then uncross, flex your feet, lift up into a boat pose, palms up. Inhale, bring your legs toward your body. Exhale, come on to your back. And here we are on the back, resting, letting everything go, letting all of the effort go, letting your whole back unwind. Let your face spill to the right. Tuck that left shoulder underneath. Let your face spill to the left and tuck that right shoulder underneath. Bring your nose back to alignment with the navel, the belly button, and then sliding the soles of feet together, letting your knees splay open into recline bound angle pose. Resting there for just a couple breaths. Relaxing the face and all of the lines of the face, smoothing away. Tuning into that internal truth, that inner clarity that's available when you find a total restful state. Let's squeeze the knees in together and take your feet mat width distance apart. Let your knees knock into touch, into constructive rest. Lightly touch first finger and thumbs together into Gyan Mudra, gesture of focus and center. Honoring and trusting your intuition. Inviting a compassionate and open heart, innately peaceful heart, and softening the belly as you acknowledge the health of your body and trust in your body. Take your hands and rest your hands on your belly, feeling the warmth of your hands and offering your own healing energy to self. What are you grateful for today? Let that gratitude uplift your spirit in any way. And remember your intention for practice. Go ahead and windshield wiper the knees side to side, really wringing out along the hips and pausing anywhere that feels good to pause. And then bring your knees back in, give a little hug, give a little squeeze. Thank you, body. Thank you for showing up on your mat. Take your time to roll over to the left-hand side, cooling, releasing, and then make your way up slowly to sit, and I'll see you there. Finding your way up again into a cross-legged seat, thanking yourself for showing up today, and I'm wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Thank you so much for being a part of my YouTube journey, my YouTube community. It's so appreciated by me. And please leave me a comment. Let me know if you like these practices. If you could subscribe, share, tell your friends. And that super thanks button helps really support my efforts and keeps me going. And I look forward to practicing together in the new year. Keep it up. Bye.